apologize for this video being so long, but I think in real time is a really great way to teach you how to do everything. And I just thought in order to touch all the bases and to do things in real time, it's going to take a little bit longer. So if you have a short interest span, of course you can fast forward through things, but I do give pretty good advice in between all of the makeup applications. So hopefully you'll stay with me through that. And anything that you see me using in this video, it's been requested by many of you that I link things below so that you can just click on it and know where you can buy it and what it's called and what the name is. All of those links will be below in my description bar. So let's have at it. Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I thought I'd go over being the mother of the bride, or the stepmother of the bride, or the groom, or maybe you are a grandmother who is going to be in the wedding party, or a big event is coming up and you're going to be dressed up. And if you're over 45, maybe you're not so familiar with makeup and things like that. So I thought I would go through a little bit of a tutorial on how to dress, how to wear your hair, and how to do your makeup for a big event like a wedding, maybe even your own wedding, and with a little bit of a twist being over 45. Now I'm 58 years old and I have all kinds of issues with my appearance. I have thinning hair, I have lots of wrinkles, crinkles, age spots, sagging, bagging, all kinds of stuff. So first part of this video will be all about clothes, shoes, and that sort of thing, and then the second part will be about the makeup and hair, and the third and last part will just be what to put in your handbag. So you'll be all ready for the ball, so to speak. Anyway, let's start off with picking up foundations. Now, if you're going to be wearing a dress, if it's a long dress or a mid-length dress, you're going to want to have some type of foundation on, a really good quality bra, and also you may want to invest in different foundations. And by foundations I mean girdles. I guess we used to call them girdles. But there's a whole plethora of new things that they have out nowadays. Now this one, think Madonna Bustier. This one has got these plastic, they used to call them whalebone, but these plastic long sticks, and you put them on underneath and it holds you in really well. Now if you have a large stomach, like I have a bit of a stomach, the bottom of this sometimes will push it on. You ever try to squeeze a balloon and you squeeze and it's tight in here, but then it gets bigger on each end, you know? So this kind of thing, if you're not too overweight, this is probably a pretty good choice for getting that midsection tamed, because you really want to have a smooth line underneath your dress. It will make a huge difference in how well it looks on you and how well it fits. So this one I'd only recommend if you were like a medium build and want to have just a little bit more of a curvy shape, because this works really nicely, and it comes in a flesh tone. It also comes in a black shade. I picked this one up at Burlington Coat Factory for $7.99, and it's basically just a waistcoat. Now if you get other types of undergarments that just go up on the waist, they can roll down really quickly, just like, I don't know, I don't trust them. You know, I've had experiences where I've been sitting there and it'll just start rolling. So the whole idea of trying to smooth you out, suddenly you've got a big roll, you've got the little roll from the actual garment, and then you've got another spare tire below there. So I think if you have these stays, these hard plastic stays or whalebones, that keeps it from rolling down. So if you're going to get a garment like this, make sure it has some kind of stays in it to keep it up, because they're powerful things. Now another type of garment is this, which is a one piece. It's got the legs in it, it's got cute little butt squinchies, makes your butt stick out nice, and it looks really good, and you wear it so that you have your own bra underneath it, and it pushes everything up and it keeps that side roll fat from showing. The problem with this is that if you have a dress on or something else and you go into the ladies' room, if you have to go to the ladies' room, This is one piece. How are you going to go to the bathroom? So I would suggest getting something like this, which has really good side panels, and it has a snap at the bottom so you can unsnap to go to the ladies' room, because you really need to think that through. And something like this that blends in. They have different shades of this. They have a black version, they have a brown version, and they also have this fish belly white version. I really like the side panels on this because you've got a little bit of extra strength where you need it. And I usually go down a size, so like if you're an XL, go down to an L, and it will really pull you in. And I think something like this is very effective, and this also has the cute little butt cheeks that will give you a little bit of, you won't have a flat bottom, you'll have more of a rounder bottom, but yet you won't have that big rounder stomach in the front. But I think wearing a garment like this with your bra underneath, it pushes up the girls, so you've got a little bit of life going on there. Plus you've got the little bit of butt there, and you've got this so you can go to the bathroom in peace. There you go. This is another type where it's open at the bottom, and it's kind of for a long dress, if you wear a long dress. So the same idea, you wear it like a slip almost with your bra here, and it slims you all the way down. The problem with something like this is it does ride up from the bottom like a window shade sometimes. So I would honestly not recommend this kind of thing. Also too, if you have a slit in your dress, you're going to see it. These are not quite so effective, but they're very good for wearing underneath very sheer blouses. And there's just a little bit of give in these, which is kind of nice. You can get a little bit of support, and they give you the coverage you need underneath the sheer dress or item. I would not recommend something like this. And I bought 2 of these. They are to keep it when you've got a very low cut dress and you want to have a little bit of coverage. This I thought was initially a great idea. This rolled right up, and it was useless to me, and these straps fell down. So it was this is only a one size type of thing because it just fits around. Absolute mistake. I did not like that at all. 2 weeks before the wedding, please try on your dress with all the foundations, the pantyhose you're going to wear, and the shoes you're going to wear. Let's have a little talk about shoes. Now, if you have your dress hemmed, if it's a very special dress and you've had it hemmed, and you've had it hemmed to these higher heels, what happens when your feet are just throbbing and you need to take these off? So I would highly recommend, equally as sexy, but not as high heeled, I'd recommend getting your dress hemmed to a lower heel. That way, if you have to take these shoes off, there's less chance of you having to drag your dress around, if you know what I mean. Because you can change into maybe a more comfortable flatter, ballet flat or something, and maybe something with just a slight heel that's a little bit more comfortable. Even a sandal that's raised up, and you won't have the same effect as dragging it around. Now, as far as jewelry goes, it really depends on the type of garment you're going to be wearing. If you're going to be wearing a dress that has a lot of bling in it, do something subtle with your earrings. The type of dress that you're going to get will be something that's got to be flattering on you, but also to consider the bride's wedding colors. So if you're going into a black and white wedding or something like that, don't go wear a hot pink. This is a very, very hot dress. This is a halter dress, and it's got a lot of bling to it, but it is a halter dress. There are limited body types that can wear this. You don't want to upstage the bride, so don't do anything too crazy unless you're going to be just a guest, a hot guest. So you've got something like this going on, very, very pleasant. This is something that's not really conservative enough for being the mother of the bride. If you're going to be a hot single wedding guest, that's one thing, but if you're going to be the mother of the bride, really consider a little bit more conservative and classy. If you have a sleeveless dress, You may want to consider getting one of these type of things, and it's just a jacketed bolero jacket style cover up for your arms, because I have, and I know at our age a lot of us have them, the bat wings, you know, we want to cover it up. So you've still got something that has some bling, and this comes in white and ivory and different colors as well. You've still got that bling there, and you can put that over and it covers your arms a little bit, and it really gives you like if you found a beautiful sleeveless sheath dress that you want to wear but you're a little shy to have your arms showing, this is a great option. And they sell these in all of the, well, I happened to get this one I think at Savers. This was $6.99 at Savers. They generally run around $20 to $30 if you buy them, and I really like that type of thing. Now jewelry, if you're wearing a very plain dress, you can bling it up with jewelry, and I love jewelry. I think that if you have earrings that match the necklace and a beautiful bracelet, there's just nothing like it. Also too, fake nails, you can buy these in the box now. They are so much different than what we had back in the 70s that used to fall off almost as soon as you put them on. If you put a glue on these puppies, they're staying on. Now the only exception is if you put them on and then you put your pantyhose or your foundations on, you're going to lose a couple thumbnails. So I'll talk about nails a little bit later. Now what are you going to do about your hair? Are you going to be wearing a wig? Now this is what they call a volumizer. And what it is it's a partial wig that's got the top with a bunch of holes in it. And it's not that it's cheaply made, it's that it's meant to be worn over the top of your regular hair, and you actually pull your own hair through so that it gives you a lot of volume, and once you brush it out and everything, it's actually really quite nice once you pull your own hair through. That's a volumizer. It's something that just gives you a little bit more lift. And then there is this one, which is one of my favorites. I wear this all the time. You basically pull your hair back, your regular hair back, into a ponytail, and then you wrap this around and tie it in, and it makes a beautiful bun on the back of your hair. You can play with it for a little while. But there are options to think about when you are have thinning hair, or you just don't have a very good style. If you are going to book a hair salon appointment, please do it so that it's a couple days before the wedding, so that you have your hair done, but it's not so new if there's something wrong you can't correct it. And get your hair colored probably about a week before the wedding, so that your color has time to really meld in and set, and you've got everything all ready, because you're going to be very, very nervous during the last couple of days before the wedding when you're helping the bride plan. Now if you're having a makeup artist do your makeup, or if you're doing your makeup and you're already dressed, use a paper towel. If it's very warm weather, you're going to want to use a paper towel and protect your clothes while you're doing your makeup. Do not risk putting your makeup on with your dress on without any kind of protection. And depending on the weather, if you're there, you can wear even one of those capes you wear when you're doing your hair. So again, it's not about you. This day is not about you. It is about your daughter or your son getting married, or some other huge event that you're attending, but you are not the focus of the event. You are attending it, but you're not the focus. Now if you're an older bride, I do have a couple of videos on being an older bride. Now there are a number of places where you can look for clothes that may not seem very conventional, and one of them is the thrift store. Savers is an absolute joy to go through for formal clothing, because a lot of mother of the bride clothing winds up there, and Savers does launder and dry clean their clothes. So it's worth a look there, because you can save a lot of money. If you're going to go to David's Bridal, you're going to pay full price for a mother of the bride gown. Also Amazon.com. Also, if it's early enough, you can do one of those weird sites that takes 3 weeks to make the dress. You have to be very specific with your measurements, but they're also another nice option. Burlington Coat Factory has some nice things. Sometimes TJ Maxx or one of those type of stores will have a really pretty dress, or you can find something in the Salvation Army, the Goodwill. You just never know, and because it's a big event thing, you may not have to wear it again after this event. Why spend all the money you don't have to? Of course, Nordstrom's and Macy's and all of the big stores will have beautiful dresses for you to wear, and JCPenney, but why don't you try the other outlets first, because you're going to get something very unique. And if you get something at JCPenney or at Sears or at Nordstrom's, you may run the risk of wearing something that's similar to somebody else's dress at the event, so you don't want to wind up in the same ball gown. So let's take a little spin on the makeup, and this is something, again, you can rehearse your makeup a week before the wedding so you know how to do it, and let's get started on that. As we go into the makeup portion of this particular event, it's a good idea a couple of weeks before the wedding to get your skin prepped a little bit. Now, if you've never really paid too much attention to your skin, now is the time to do it. But don't do it the day of the wedding or the day before the wedding, because you may have a reaction. And if you're going to be doing some rejuvenating to your skin, there's always some peeling involved. So you want to do your skin rejuvenation 2 weeks before. Also, you'd like to start maybe using a teeth whitener. Now, I got this at the Dollar Tree, which, you know, they have them all over the US. I don't know if you have anything like this in other countries, but this is a paint-on teeth whitener, and you use it twice a day, in the morning, paint it on, and then I do the Republican smile. So this works really well, and if you start 2 weeks, if you do it twice a day for 2 weeks, your teeth will be sparkling white for the wedding. And I think as you get older, your teeth do get more yellow because that outer white enamel is stained from drinking coffee, tea, drinking wine. It's a good idea to whiten your teeth, and starting at least 2 weeks before the wedding to do that. Now, 2 weeks before the wedding, you really want to start getting your skin into shape, and one good way to start is a big boost, and this is a glycolic rejuvenating face peel. You would use this twice a week, but just try this to get some of that dead skin off, because as we get older, our skin is a little bit patchy because we don't have all the stuff that helps to renew our skin, because every 28 days, I don't know if you know this, but you lose a layer of skin every 28 days. That's what dust is in your house. Ew, yeah, I know. Anyway, so as we get older, it's sluggish, and parts of our skin don't slough off like they're supposed to, and so they grow little dry patches, and you get dry patches on your skin, especially when you're older. So this kind of a thing, or any other kind of exfoliating type of product, will peel all of that skin off, but usually for a few days at least, your skin looks crappy. You know, it's peeling itself. So do this 2 weeks beforehand. And use a good moisturizer and a cleanser. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I'm not going to go into skincare too much now, but this is a really nice basic from the drugstore cleanser, CeraVe. And I like to use the moisture lotion PM, I think it is. I use it all day long. And then out of a shower, I use the stuff out of the jar. This is great stuff for an all-over kind of moisturizer. But start to take care of yourself a little bit. The other area is your eyes. And it's a good idea a couple of weeks before to try something like this. You can use sliced cucumbers, or you can try, you know, little eye things. You put one on each eye and you just kind of rest for about 10-15 minutes, maybe listen to some music or something, and it really tones down and calms down the puffiness under your eyes. But it's a good idea to try it 2 weeks before to make sure you don't have an allergic reaction. You don't want to have any allergic reactions on the day of the wedding. Also, you should really start grooming your face. And this may surprise you, but they have these, they're called brow shapers, and they're very coarse kind of razors. They're not like the triple blades that the men use on their face or that you would use on your legs. These are very coarse looking things, look almost like a comb. And what they do is you can just kind of rub them over your face, especially in the mustache area where we can get some hair, and along down in here you can get it, you can hear it. But there's a lot of little hairs that grow on your face. Now doing this will not make your hair grow back more, or you won't get a beard or a mustache. What this will do is will help groom your face so that when you put makeup on, it doesn't all get wonky attaching itself to the hairs on your face. Especially if you haven't really looked at your face, you really should have a mirror that does like a 5x, a regular, and then a 5x. You really don't want to have just a regular mirror, especially as we're older, our vision, presbyopic, middle-age vision issues that we have, stigmas, things like that. Some of us can't see our fingers in front of our face without readers on. So you want to just go over all those little areas, and especially around in here, because when you're doing it on a regular basis, it really cleans up your skin. And even up in here, you may have some stray hairs up in here. Don't pluck those gray hairs in your brows. We're going to deal with that a little bit later. But just get yourself trimmed up a little bit. Now there's not only this kind, but there's also little battery operated ones where you put it on, and don't be frightened, it's the same thing, only it's kind of doing all the work for you. So you would just go around there, and don't be frightened of these things. They will work even in this delicate area. And let's just say we've washed our face, we've dried it, and I wholly recommend using a really nice moisturizer on your face. Regardless of whether you have dry or oily skin, I totally recommend. This is new from IT Cosmetics, and it's called Confidence in a Cream. I was skeptical about this because I don't like to spend money on skincare, but this puppy was like 48 bucks. I know. It's like this. You can stick your gnarly finger in there, put it all around your face, especially in this area, in your eye area, in here. It actually makes your skin look fabulous, whether you have combo skin or dry skin. There is a slight scent to it. It's a really nice moisturizer, and you will see a difference instantly, especially if you have dry skin. Now it absorbs quickly into your skin, and when you put makeup over the top of it, it still looks great. We're going to take another step because we really want to make our makeup bulletproof. We don't want our makeup to come off. And this is the Skindinavia Primer Spray, and what this is it's going to put a slightly tacky field on your skin so that when you put your makeup on, it's going to adhere. It's almost like a hairspray for your face to start, and you're going to shake it up really well. I always shake anything up really well before I use it. I don't know why, it's just a good habit to have. Okay, and you're going to and then I just fan it. It dries fairly quickly. And while that's drying, I'm going to use, this is the Bite Agave Lip Mask, and it's basically a really nice high quality lip balm. I'm just going to put that on my lips. And I just got this 3-pack sampler, and it's just a really nice thing to do to moisturize your lips, and I go over the top, all around the edges as well. And that just helps, you know, those little lines that form around your lips, that helps to fill that in for later. Now for our eye makeup application, we also want to have some kind of a primer there. A primer for the eyes will help your eyeshadows go on well and stay on. So I'm just going to put this on, just a teeny dot, and this is the Milani eyeshadow primer. You don't need a high-end one, you don't need to spend money on that, but you can find Milani in CVS, I believe, and other different stores, but Milani is a great brand. You can also use Wet n Wild, that's a great one. There's several different ones. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Now, there's two rules of thought with putting makeup on. One is to put the foundation on first and then put concealer where you need it. As you're older, I suggest that that's the way to do it, because you don't want to have too many layers of makeup on when you're an older person, because it can really start to get cakey looking. You don't want to look like cupcake frosting. So you want people to look at your beauty, not the makeup. So there are different types of makeup depending on your budget. If you have, this is a great one to put in your purse, and it's also nice to use. This is Pixie. You can find this in Target. This is a drugstore makeup, but on the end of this there is a little ball of concealer, so you can touch up. This is a great thing to put in your purse for let me just put that there so you can see it. But this works really well. This is an illuminating tint. It's thin, it's not too thick or cakey, and it has the concealer ball at the end. So if you need to touch up anything during the day, and you shouldn't with this method, but if you have to, this is a great thing to carry in your purse. This is my new favorite makeup right now, and this is from Tarte. They just released this. This is the Rainforest of the Sea makeup, and it has a eyedropper thing. So what I do is I just drop it down. I do about 1.5 pumps and close that up. And what I do is I dot this around my face. And you dot it around your face because you want it to hit all the areas. You don't want to forget any area on your face. So you're going to be a little Dalmatian dog spots now. And you're going to find that when you use some of these foundations that you won't even need concealers, but we're going to use things just so you can learn how to do them. It's very easy. Now, makeup is very different from the 1960s when we used to put it on. I'm going to put this on with my hands on this side, and I don't put makeup in my eye area. I think it can look cakey there sometimes because we have all those little dings and dents in our eyelids now. Okay, now it's important to go down your neck with the makeup. Now, I'm just doing this side with my fingers because you can see how easy it is to apply this that way. And that's probably the way you're most familiar with putting makeup on. And it is possible with this, but you do want to have it down your neck, because if you're wearing a dress that has a little cleavage, you want your face and your neck to all look matched. Now on this other side, I'm going to use this thing, which is a sponge. They call it a beauty blender sponge. And what it is it you pounce it. You're pouncing it in, and it's warmed up. It's warmed up with water, so it's just giving you airbrush finished with the makeup. There are also other ways you can put this on, but this is the way that a lot of people like to do it. Now these sponge things can be imitated. You can see them in the store really cheap. There's a different feel to those. I don't know if it's just the chemical makeup of this or what, but it just works really well. Now you want to go back here where your ear is too. You don't want to have white ears and all the rest of your makeup darker. And if you want to do a little bit extra on the neck, the décolleté, just put a little there. And this is a beautiful makeup for regardless of your skin type. So I'm just going to pounce that down there, just so we have a nice even look. There you go. Okay. Also too, from It Cosmetics, they have a CC cream, which is a wonderful thing to put on as well. So there's a lot of different options there for makeup. Now for concealer, I have a couple of favorites, and these are the two favorites. One is Paula's Choice, which is an online company. You remember Paula Begone. She was the makeup cop. She outed a lot of makeup companies for bad ingredients back in the 1980s. And she wrote books like Don't Go to the Cosmetic Counter Without Me. They make a beautiful, it's in a pot, concealer. You can order that online. Now Tarte just came out with this one, which I also love. It has a kind of a funky brush. And when you're putting concealer on, I usually put it down in this area, underneath the eye, and then I work my ring finger, and I'm just kind of smoothing that up. Now when you put a cream makeup on, you're going to want to set it with a powder. Even with dry skin, you're going to want to set it with a powder. So I use, this is from e.l.f. and this is an under eye setting powder. And I'm just going to, just like this, you can put it on with a brush or your finger. It just keeps that under eye concealer from moving around or smearing or disappearing. And you don't see it. It's very nice, but you know, it makes you look a little bit brighter. For the rest of the face, you can use an all-over powder, like this is Milani's Multitask powder. It's a very nice one. Just use a powder, and then I like to press it in. And you're just setting your makeup, you're just pressing it. You don't rub it, you just press it. Especially in those areas where you know if it's a hot day you're going to be sweating. I like to put that on. So that is Milani's Multitask powder. Now this is a NYX Wonder Pencil, and this is just a nude, almost like a concealer, but it's a very hard cream, so it's going to stay put when you put it somewhere. I use this just on blemishes, and I also use it, I stretch out my mouth and I use it around my mouth to get in all those little red lines that are going into my lips. Okay, now we're ready for blush and contour. Now your face with just a little bit of blush on it is fine. If you want to, if you have like a larger face, or you want to, you know, show a little bit more contrast, show a little bit of dimension, there are contour powders, they're calling them nowadays. And basically we're just going to take a darker shade that's a couple shades darker than our natural skin tone, and we're going to make a little bit of a darkness shade there and accentuate. Now I just use a brush that's angled, and I'm just going to take a little of, this is from e.l.f. and this is a contour palette from e.l.f. I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and I'm just going to stick it right here, right underneath where my cheekbone is. You don't want to do more than, you don't want to get more than like 3 fingers away from your mouth. You want to stay in this area. You don't want to go down in here. You'll start looking like the Black Dahlia victim. Okay, I'm going to go on this side with it. Now this one is from e.l.f. It's very inexpensive. I think it's about $6. You want to blend it out a little bit. You can use your fingers. And I use that lighter shade right up in here, all along the edge, just along the edge. Some people use bronzing powders for that as well. I do not. I think a matte contour powder is the best for shading, because we're shading. We're kind of giving the optical illusion that we have depth here, a little bit of cheekbone. And especially if you're a larger person, you're going to want to have a little bit of dimension here. I also like to put this right under here, right under the, along the chin line here, along the jaw line. it slims down the face a little bit. Now if you're very thin, you don't want to do that. But if you're a thicker person, you're going to want to do that. Now this is another company called Tarte, which I love, and this is the Tarte Contour Palette. This has light shades that you can brighten with if you want to brighten up underneath in this area. And it also has these same dark shades that you can use, and I particularly like that. If you have the budget, this is a nicer contour. Very nice. This stays well. It's made with Amazonian clay, and it's a really nice combination of things. This color here is called Exposed, and they sell this individually as well. This is a beautiful blush. I'm just going to put a little right in here. You can use a, I use my fingers a lot, but you can use this as a blush. And there are other kinds of blushes. This is called the Balm, and this is called Instain, and these are blushes that will stay for sure. So what I'm going to do is just tap it in there lightly. Once you put this puppy on, it stays. It doesn't want to move. And it's nice if your blush does want to stay. Now I just stay, again, like 2 to 3 fingers away from my nose, and I go up here on the cheekbone. Some people do a strong blush and then put their foundation over the top of it. It's really up to you how you want to do your blush. Now another nice blush is Milani, and this is called Luminoso, which is a very, very pretty peach. There's a little bit of glow to it. If you'd like to, you can put it right over the top of this. And if you're in England, I think you have this brand. This is called the Cheeky Trio. I really like this. This is this has a light shade which you can put up in here, the blush shade, and it has the contour shade. So this is a really nice little grouping. And I got this at TJ Maxx. It was $6.99. Yeah, this is nice, the Cheeky Trio. Also, very inexpensive blush that's very good and lasts quite a while is from Essence, and this is a brand you can find in Europe and in America. In Ulta, I think they have it in Ulta. These are only about $3 or $4, so this is a really nice blush. Another type of blush you may want to use, especially on a day like this, is a cream blush. They're not the same as those red stains that we had back in the 70s. You would just put a couple of dots here and then just smear it out. And it's a beautiful, this is from Merle Norman, this particular one. This is called Captivating, and it's one of my favorite blushes. Now to look like the sun has struck you, you want to keep light in the middle of your face, so to look like the sun has struck you, there's a couple of different types of highlighters, they're called. And that is just, this is something new from Wet n Wild, but it's just a light, I use my finger and just, it's just a little light catching of the sun over your face. Really, really nice. This is highlighting powder from Wet n Wild. This is from Physicians Formula, another drugstore brand, and you can do different colors depending on where you put your finger. You can make different combinations of colors with the different squares of color in here, and like you can go a little bit more pink with here, but I just do it right in there. Also, just pretend you have a third eye and you're just going down from there. And also too, another spot is just over the Cupid's bow. Not too much here because you don't want to look like you drank some milk and spilled it. So you have a little bit of sunshine here, a little bit of sunshine here, here, and here. So north, south, east, and west. You don't need to spend a lot of money. There is one called the Mary Luminizer, which is really nice from the Balm as well. That's a nice one. Now, bronzing is something that people do to make them look like they've been kissed by the sun. And basically, this is from Essence, and this is the Sun Club in Light Skin. You can kind of go over your skin just a little bit to give you a little bit of a bronze look. This is especially nice in the décolleté area. So you just have a little bit of a healthy glow, like you're out in the sun a little bit, but not getting the skin cancer. So now that we've got our face ready, let's work on our eye makeup. Now, eye makeup can frighten a lot of you because there are so many products and there are so many things out there. You don't even know where to begin. You just see a million different colors and you don't know how people know what to do. But my basic theory about makeup for the eyes is that you only need 3 colors. 3 colors. You need a light color, and this is from Wet n Wild. This is called Creme Brulee. You need a light color as a base, and this is a light color matte, and I like to put that on with just a regular little brush. So I tap it on a little bit all over my lid, from this moving lid part all the way up to underneath the eyebrow. This is what they call the base shade, and it's matte, which means it has no shine, shimmer, or glitter in it. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want it to look just a shade or two lighter than my skin, and it makes a base for the other colors, so the other colors will blend nicely and look great. So this is Creme Brulee from Wet n Wild. It is one of 3 colors you need for your eyes. The second color you need is a matte crease color. And what the crease is this area just above, see where your eye is moving? Well, just right in here is what they call the crease. So you're going to want to just take a matte light brown or beige or gray or taupe and just stick it right above your moving lid part, and just go right around the edge of it. And then I slowly go towards the center of my face, but I don't go past 1/4 of the eye over. I don't go past that with this. I go right here and out. You don't want to go past this point either, past that point of your eyebrow. And I'm just going to go on the other side, and I am just putting it right here and out. And I'm just taking a little at a time. It's better to take a little at a time and build it up than take a big blob and smear it out, because it's really, really difficult to smear out a lot, but it's very easy to start adding and blending just a little. Now, some of you may find that this is a lot. This is a lot of makeup. When we put the mascara and the eyeliner on, it's going to look like a lot. So you can actually do this and stop if you're more of a minimalist kind of makeup person. You know. The third color you need is a dark shade, and that can have shimmer to it. It can have color to it, whatever you'd like. And I like to put that on with a smaller brush. So I'm just gonna, this is Earth from Jane. I like Jane eyeshadows. So I start in the last third of my eyelid, the moving lid, and I just go out towards the outside there. And I kind of bring that into the crease. And you're gonna see what that does to your eye. You really only need these 3 colors. And then everything else is just addition. So you can see what that has done. And the more you bring it up into the outer crease, the more dramatic it's going to look. See the difference? So I'm going to do the other side, just the last third, right on the moving part. And we're going to blend things together a little bit more after I get this on. And again, just a little bit, and smear it up. I'm going to go up into the crease area and try to match it to how much it is on the other side. Now all of us have slightly different eyes on each side, so you may have to put it in a slightly different place on this side so that it matches this side. You'll be very dimensional. It really pops your eyes. It really makes you look glamorous and beautiful. Now what I like to do here is take a little of my blush and put it over the top. Now I've used my finger to smear it out just a little bit more. You want to shear it out, spread it out. Now you can take a little bit of your blush, and I just put it here. If you were looking at a clock, 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock, that's where I like to put it. My 10 and 2, I call it. I just put a little dab of blush in each of those places. Now there are palettes that have this combination of 3 colors in them, and this is Loraque's Pro Matte palette. This is a mini one that I think it came out fairly new. But you've got all of those colors that you need. You've got this light shade that you can use right in here. You've got the medium shades. You've got kind of a reddish shade and a medium shade here. And then you've got this kind of darker shade, which would be very pretty here in the corner. And then you've got a black, which you can use as a liner if you wish. Or a dark brown. And I think I'm going to use the dark brown. And I'm going to take this part and just pull it underneath the edge of my eye, just into the last third of the lower part of my eye. I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to start up here, and I'm just going to bring it down to the last third of the lower part of my eye. And now I'm going to go across my upper lash line with that same color. You see how glamorous it's starting to look? Now this area in here is a harsh difference. There's light here and dark here, so you want to kind of merge that in, and this is where your wedding colors can come in. You can use different shades of color. Like if you're having gray or purple wedding, you could use a shade like this right in here. Just one little stripe of it. And it kind of softens the dark to the light, so you've got that going on. Another color you can use, this is Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette. You can use a really pretty, this is a pretty purple. Just put that right in there. Just a line. I call it the color bar. It's just one little line in the middle. So you've got the color there, but it's not big color. You know, you don't want big green eyes going all the way up like we did in the 1970s. I remember it. Now palettes like this and like the Tartelette palette have all of those colors you need. Not only to make your basic eye, here's your light shade, you've got a medium shade for the crease, and then you've got some dark shades and some accent shades. These are very pretty. I mean, you can put them, you know, right in there in that color bar area. And then it got some very light white shades, which you can use. Let me just clean off my finger. Now, most people like to use a brush to do this, and you're welcome to do whatever you'd like. There is a little brush, they call it a pencil brush. You can use that and just stick it into the very light shade, and you can put it right here on the inner corner of your eye. Very pretty light shade. You can also take this brush And you can run this right along the upper edge of your eyelid, just underneath your eyebrow. So it catches the light just a little bit, but it's not a big stripe. Now this shade, I think some people call it the peanut butter shade, but I think it's caramel or something like that. I put that right above, between the upper lid and the lower lid. I just put that right above there all the way across. Now it looks very polished. And when we put the mascara on and everything else and do the brows, it's really going to pop. Now this is something new I just found, and this is from Cargo. I found this at Kohl's. Kohl's carries Cargo. That's a Canadian company. This is a beautiful, beautiful set. You can see this. It's gorgeous. It's got some beautiful colors for color pop. You've got the crease color. You've got the lid shade, and you've got some beautiful dark colors, pretty blue, and yes, you can wear blue. Just one little dot right in there. You can wear this blue. Yes, you can wear blue eyeshadow. So it's subtle. I mean, you can put, and there's a green here, and there's some beautiful dark purple here. So there's some great shades, and there's also, in this particular kit, there's an eyeliner, and that's a very nice liner. Now, since it's an emotional day for you, if you're the bride, if you're the mother of the bride, if you're a grandmother or something like that, you want to not have too much stuff on the inner eye because of tearing. Because if you start to tear up anything that's on your lash line or your, what they call the tight line, upper inside line, that may melt down into your eyes and cause irritation, especially if you have contacts. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to have anything in your eye line. But we're going to do some eyeliner, and this is Pixie again, and I really love this brand. Milani also has some. I'm just going to draw a little bit of a line just against the lashes, and I'm just going to go over a little bit here on the end. And you can smear that or smudge that with that same little pencil brush. And I like to clean it off with one of these bun things. It cleans off the color. Those are kind of the poor man's version of this, which is the change it up, where it's, you just take your, if it's got a color on it, you just wipe it against this and it takes the color off. So if you can't wash your brush right away, or if you're in a situation where you're, you know, out and about, you can't be near a sink, this is a great way to clean your brushes. So we got that there. So let's focus on the brows, because the brows are the frame for your face, and then we're going to do mascara last. So the brows, I think it's a two-step process for brows, especially for older women. When we were in the 70s, and I know you probably did this, we plucked our brows so we had thin little lines, almost like 1930s actresses. And because of that, doing that over time, our brows just didn't grow back very well, and a lot of us have very sparse brows. It is not as flattering. I think you don't look as healthy when you don't have nice eyebrows. Now, I don't mean those big old honking things like the young girls do on YouTube. This is something thinner, but it's got a little bit more body to it so that you look like you have a little bit more. Now, these are two of my favorite eyebrow pencils, and these are things that you actually draw little hairs on your eyes, and it creates a brow. Now, this one is from Anastasia, and it's called the Brow Wiz. This is a little expensive, and the closest thing I can find to it is the NYX brow pencil. It's the same color, and it seems like it would be the same, but the formula is a little creamier, so it doesn't make a very stiff little stick drawing of the brow hairs. So I prefer the Anastasia, and if you're going to invest in something like this, you're going to want to use the Anastasia. This is Taupe, which is a really nice basic color. And what I do, especially if you don't have any brows, you just make little, let's see if I can do it in a place where you can see it. It's very subtle. You don't want people to see big old lines, but you do want to make your brows a little more prominent. If you are looking at a brow color, look a slight bit lighter than your brows are. I think just going a little bit lighter keeps them from looking too Joan Crawford. You don't want to look too overdone. So you can see the difference. I haven't really gone crazy with this brow, but I have made it a little more healthy looking, I guess is the word. Now on the other side is what they call the spoolie, and you just want to pull up your brows with that. And that blends out anything that that is uneven. Now always, whenever you do anything to your eyes or your lips, anything where you're doing lines or makeup, you're going to want to look in your XXX mirror, your 5X mirror, just to make sure it looks nice and that there's no smears. Okay, so now I'm going to do the other brow. The second step, this is from Essence, and this is a brow mascara, and what this does, and this is going to take care of all those white and gray brow hairs. It's a tiny little brush with a taupe. This is a taupe. I'm just going over the hairs. I'm pushing them up with this, but it's also coating those white hairs and those gray hairs, so I don't have them showing, and it makes my brows look fuller because the white hairs made my brows kind of sink into obscurity. So here we go. And when this dries, this actually holds your brows into place where you want them. And they look natural. They don't look fake. So, and that's what you want. You want nice looking brows that don't look too fake. Okay, so now we're going to do some mascara. But first you have to curl your lashes. It is a step you should never, ever forego. And it's just, you squeeze down here and it closes this up. There's a pad on here and a metal bar, and it's slightly curved, so you go over your upper lash and you press down and hold it. I like to hold it for a count of 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then go over to the other side, put your upper lashes in. Now there's a couple of mascaras that I like to use. If you have the budget, these two are great. The first one is called the Tartist. This is a beautiful mascara. It really makes you have full fluffy lashes. It stays on really well. And then this is from IT Cosmetics. This is called a Tightline mascara, and this is a very thin little wand. You can hardly even see it. And it makes, you can go really close to your eyelids so that it almost makes a line as well as staining your lashes black. So these two are my favorites for high-end kind of mascaras. There's also a process called priming, which you would put a layer of fiber on and then put the mascara over, and it gives your lashes a really full look. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to be wearing false lashes today. If you don't have a budget for mascara, this is a very nice one to try. There's one from Milani as well, but this is the Wet n Wild Waterproof Max Volume, and it's a basic mascara brush. And of course you've curled your lashes, so this is the next step. And what I like to do is I like to go way down close to my eye and jiggle it just a little bit. And then I go back and forth, row, row, row your boat, and then up straight. You don't just want to keep going up straight with it. You want to go sideways a little bit and jiggle it. Now if you have a favorite mascara you like to wear but it smears, you can put this waterproof mascara over the top of it and it will hold it. It's like the final coat will be a waterproof coat, so it won't get staining on your eyelids, because a lot of mascaras will leave little dings up here, and at the end of the day you'll see that on a lot of people. You see little black dots at the end of their eyelids from their mascara, and that's what it's from. It's just melted, and your skin's so hot, it's just melted the mascara right off your lashes, and it holds there like little dots. So you may want to, towards the end of your day, go into the ladies' room and have a look at your makeup, just to touch up if you need to, or clean up if you need to. And you should always have some Q-tips. I think it's really good to have some Q-tips with you in your handbag, because then you can get underneath if you need to clean up anything, or smear, or even add some eye makeup if you want. So it cleans it up nicely. So we're going to be putting on some false lashes. But I think first let's do some lipstick. And one of my favorite lipsticks, this is from Tarte, and this is a new product from them. It's a dual-ended lipstick. On one end it's a lipstick, and on the other end it's a lip gloss. It's a beautiful combination, lasts really well. I always like to line my lips, and there's a couple of different types of lip liners. This one is from Milani, this one is from NYX, and this one is from Urban Decay, and I'm going to use the Urban Decay. Now if you really want your lipstick to last, you're going to want to use your liner also in the body of your lips. And you get a lip liner that's as close to your natural color, see? As close to your natural lip color as possible, and line your whole lip with your lip liner. And then you can use, whatever lipstick you like. This one I just discovered from Wet n Wild, the metallics. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. This one from Wet n Wild is called Sunset Peach. It's a beautiful shade. But let's use the Tarte one. And this one from Tarte is called Voltage. So I'm just going to put that on. And the process is you blot the lipstick, and then you put a little bit of powder on your lips. And then you put another coat of lipstick on. And you're going to blot again. And then you're going to put a little gloss. Now there's always a problem of having lipstick on your teeth, and I could be really crude and say what this looks like, but I'm going to say this is the best way to get the lipstick in the right position so that it won't get on your teeth. That takes it off of the area that would smear onto your teeth. So what I would do at this point is just check everything to make sure everything's even and that there's no dry patches, and that if I need to add a little makeup or take anything away, maybe add a little more lipstick. Everything looks well blended. Now I'm going to do this to hold my makeup on, and this is Skindinavia Bridal Spray. This stuff is hairspray for your makeup. Once this is on your face, your makeup's not moving. It's going to stay there for 16 hours. This is award-winning stuff. It's been, I think it was Bride magazine that gave it an award. So I'm just going to It's a nice pleasant smell. Just let it dry. It keeps your makeup looking exactly like this the whole day. You will not see it move. And this is from Scandinavia, and this company is amazing. They're cruelty free, which is wonderful. They're famous for these kinds of sprays. Makeup artists know about them. Weddings. You cannot have a wedding without this bridal spray. This is just an absolute amazing thing. So, the bridal spray, just spray it all over your face, let it dry, and now we are going to put on our false lashes. If you're not familiar with false lashes and you're terrified of them, I understand. I really do. These are basic, natural looking lashes. And what you do is you measure, you take them off of the, just take them off of the little stand they're on, and you're going to measure. The small part goes on the inside. You're going to measure where you start it, and then where you end it has to be just right here, right before the end of your movable lid. I just do it from about a quarter of the way in my eye to out, because then you don't have to worry about anything. And what I do is I take it, usually you're supposed to just cut from the outside if you're wearing a full strip, but if you're just wearing a partial, I take it from the inside. And I'm just going to take about a quarter of the eye's worth off of it. And I'm just going to use this part. So now I've got 3/4 lashes, and I think that's the easiest way to do them. I'm going to bring a mirror up close, and we're going to use, this is the best glue, this is the Kiss glue. Kiss glue with aloe. It's a little brush. Don't be frightened of this stuff, and this is something you can practice a week before the wedding too. I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to take this and directly put it on my lash. 3/4 of the way over, all the way to the end. The lash glue. I just do one eye at a time. Put this back in, close it up. I'm going to take the lash, and I like to bend it just a little bit like a slinky, and then I'm going to place it directly on my eye, 3/4 of the way in. There is nothing easier than this. It is just instant almost. It's there. It's on, it's there. And I just press it up. You see how easy that was? Now we're going to do the other eye. Lash glue, 3/4 of the way, right along the lash line. This stuff isn't going to hurt your eye. Close it up. You don't have to wait 30 seconds like you would if you put the glue on the lashes themselves. I find that method to be very messy. The only disadvantage to this method is that when you go to remove your lashes, you have to use like mineral oil, baby oil to remove it with. Okay. Now, even though this goes on like white and blue, it will dry clear. You see how pretty that is and how fast that was? That is how you can put false lashes on if you're scared to death to try it. Now these are some of my favorite lashes. These are number 21s. Also number 110s are great from Ardell's, and these are the 109s from Ardell's. Now the other part of this is there's two things you may want to do. One is you may want to go through, after you've waited for them to dry a little bit, go through and kind of meld your mascara, your real lashes, in with these fake ones. And then I use a liquid liner, and this is my favorite, Kat Von D. This is the Trooper liner. It's just a brush liner, and there's a beautiful liner from Physicians Formula that works just as well. And I am just going to put a natural line right along the edge of my lash line over the top of that band and draw so it looks like it's part of my natural eye line. This takes a steady hand. But it's worth it. False lashes are so worth it. Time to do the nails. So if you're just going to use your natural nails, there are some great nail polishes. In Rite Aid they sell a brand called Bonita, and that's a beautiful, beautiful nail polish. Goes on really well. In Target and in other stores like Ulta and I think Target and Ulta and possibly Walgreens has Orly or Orlay. This is a cruelty-free nail polish, really, really nice. And Zoya, which is a beautiful nail polish. I don't care what color you choose, whatever you decide to do. I think with nails we can do whatever we want depending on the wedding colors. You may want to alter your nail color. I'm going to put some false nails on, and I'm doing that because I think that these are beautiful and easy to use. And what I do is I like to use the glue on the nails rather than the tabs, but I do take the tabs with me in my handbag along with a couple of nails in case either I or the bride loses a nail. We've got something to put there. So I like to pre-measure the nail to my actual nail, and then you add the glue to the nail itself. Again, this is Kiss, which is a wonderful glue. I love this. Just like hair color, you gotta pull the little tab off the top. And you're gonna put the glue on the nail. All over the base of the nail. And then you're gonna place that on your finger. Now, a little word of warning. If you are wearing nails, make sure you put them on after you've already put on your foundations and your pantyhose and everything else, because if you put these nails on just before you put all your clothes on, you're going to lose one or two of these suckers in your pantyhose. So a good idea is to wait until after you are already dressed, and this is the last step. I actually forgot to put my nails on for my own wedding. I waited and I was so nervous I forgot to do it, so leave yourself a note. So the glue, I think, makes a sturdier, stronger seal, and the little glue tabs, I would say take them with you in your handbag so that if one of your nails comes loose, you can use one of these tabs in a pinch and have that adhesive with you. So I'm just going to do all of my nails the same way. Glue on the base of the nail, hold it on there, let it dry. Okay, so we're done. And of course, like I warned you before with the nails, if you happen to lose one, and I did when I was getting dressed, you just can use one of your little stickers here and just peel it off, and you will have your nail repaired. The glue, I think, holds pretty well. I really put it through a tough stick that nail right back on. like nothing happened. And I hadn't mentioned this before, but you can snip these down. If they're too big, you can snip them down and you can file them smooth. So they are a pretty good idea for traveling. If you want your nails to look really nice and you don't have time to go for a manicure. And I'm just going to file that smooth. Good as new. So, needless to say, this is something you need to have in your purse. How do you like my little makeshift mother of the bride corsage? On my head, I have, in my scalp area, I am using Topic, which is it's fibers. Just gonna shake those on there, work them in, and they make my scalp look less apparent, so I don't look like I'm getting as thin in the hair region as possible. And this back here is, of course, a hair piece which I attached, and you can change that around, play with it a little bit. And there is a hairspray for wigs that you can use. If you're using your regular hair, this is a great all-purpose harsh spray, and that will keep that sucker down. I am going to give myself one more spray with the bridal spray because my makeup is staying put. And I have all my eye makeup on, my lipstick, everything is on. So between the Scandinavia primer spray and the bridal spray, and I am good for about 16 hours. So, now your handbag. So what should you carry in your purse? Well, you should have a small camera of your own or your cell phone that does take pictures. You should have a couple of fake nails and the glue strips so that you can rescue not only yourself but anybody else at the wedding, in the wedding party, including the bride that maybe has broken a nail or lost a nail. And of course, after the ladies' room visit, you may have lost a nail or two in your pantyhose. A little mini sewing kit, not this expansive, but just a needle, black thread and white thread, and a couple of safety pins. Q-tip, plenty of Kleenex, Tic Tacs, antiseptic wipe, ladies' room wipe, just in case there's no toilet paper, a mirror, a magnifier, or your eyeglasses if you have prescription glasses, a Band-Aid, you never know, a pen to write with, lipstick backup. Again, you're not going to save the world, but if somebody's having a low blood sugar moment, this is a glucose gel and it will help them with their low blood sugar moment. Some dry skin moisturizer in case you happen to notice a little bit of a patch or you need some adjustment under your eyes for your concealer. Pepto-Bismol. A nail file. Your money, of course. Your driver's license. And I like to hold it into a little purse like this. Now this is, you can transfer this into a, transform it into a body bag, or you can just carry it as a clutch. I found this at the Goodwill store, so you can actually use this just as a clutch if you prefer. I like to have the body strap because you don't have to carry it in your hand and it's there, and you don't have to leave it on a table where it could be taken away. So, I hope that this has been helpful to you, and I hope you have a wonderful wedding or big event, and I'm sure you are going to look fabulous, especially if you follow some of my rules today. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.